The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince is a platforming action-adventure game released in the US in 2019 for Nintendo Switch and PS4. It is a dark fantasy that plays out as a side-scroller with puzzles to make progress. The story is told as a traditional fairy tale. In a forest lives a wolf monster that sings to the sky every night on a cliff top. She has a beautiful voice despite her scary appearance and soon gains the attention of the young prince of the nearby kingdom. They became friends, but the wolf would always run away before the prince could climb his way up to meet her face to face, scared he would hate her if he knew she was a monster. One day, the prince manages to make his way to the top before the wolf leaves, but she is startled and accidentally slashes his eyes with her sharp claws. This blinds the prince, who is disowned by his family, and he is locked up in a tower to waste away. The wolf feels guilty for her actions and goes to a witch in the forest to ask her to heal his eyes. The witch agrees and puts the wolf under a spell to become a princess so she can gain the prince's trust. As payment for this spell, the wolf loses her singing voice forever. She soon rescues the prince, and they set out on an adventure to meet the forest witch together and heal the prince's eyes. This is one of those fairy tales that is a lot darker than you would anticipate, but it is a beautiful story. The character designs and environments are very Tim Burton-esque and look like traditional sketches at some points. Most of the monsters don't look anything like what a conventional version of them would be. The wolf has 4 eyes and 4 ears, 2 on either side of her face. The moles look like crows, the rabbits look like fuzzy caterpillars, and the goats look more like yetis. The human designs of the prince and princess are very cute though. The prince reminds me of Emil from Nier in his human form, with the polite manner, hairstyle, and blindfold around his eyes. My son Emil kept pointing at the prince and saying, "It's me!" and pointing at the princess saying, "It's you!" The environments are extremely gorgeous, and my favorite was the cave with its snow and ice theme. The music is also beautiful, and there is a small bit of voice acting, but it's all in Japanese. The story reads out as a fairy tale book narrating the duo's journey. Emil enjoyed listening to me read it out loud to him and looking at the illustrations. The Storybook Edition is a collector's edition that comes with a soundtrack and a physical book that tells a bit of their story. It's a beautiful little story that I read to him, and it ended on a cliffhanger prompting us to start the game. If you purchase this game, I urge you to get the Storybook Edition because the book is perfect to read to children. Beautiful illustrations and engaging story. The gameplay is a standard platformer. Similar to Little Nightmares 2 and Eco, you play as the princess who leads the prince by the hand to navigate the forest. Monsters lurk in the forest and will attack humans, but the princess can transform back into a wolf to attack them and get further. There are only certain actions you can do as a wolf or a human, but it's not too hard to switch between the two. The prince is stationary, but he can walk around with your Q and pick up items. Luckily, keeping him safe isn't as hard as you would think. There isn't any real antagonist, this is mostly just about the journey. The puzzles get progressively harder as you continue, but the game has a skip level option. If you don't want to figure out the puzzle or just want to know the story, you can choose to skip ahead. The only downside is that the skip option is accessible after 10 real-world minutes. The gameplay isn't something that will amaze you. It is easily compared to other games that may have done it better. But the reason to experience this game is for the story. The narrative is done very well. You can tell the prince and the princess grow a strong bond, and one of the most endearing details is that they automatically smile and swing their arms a bit when they hold hands. It makes you feel happy seeing how fond they become of each other. Everything I could say about it is just that it is so beautiful and I love it so much. I wish there was a full storybook so I could read it to Emil before bed, but he's happy with the one that came with the game. Definitely get the Storybook Edition if you can, and I know you will love this gorgeous little story. Thank you for watching the video! Leave a like if you liked it, comment if you've played this game or heard of it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. My new avatar art was done by my friend Lonnie, and I will include a link to his arty stuff so you can check it out. But yeah, thank you for watching.